So this is my 2002 Ford T3 TE50. These are quite special and there isn't much info on the internet about these, so I thought I'd do a quick video to show you guys around it. When these came out is when HSV started using the Gen 3 LS1 in their club sports and all the rest, and the old 5-litre Windsor in the XR8s and the previous T series, as this is a T3 and there was T1s and T2s, wasn't up to the scratch with its 220 kilowatt. So Ford handed this over to Tickford and they chucked a 250 kilowatt 5.6 litre stroker in it. Besides the stroker, you can also tell that Tickford went and put on a pretty wild body kit. And the AUs were kind of known as being the ugly duckling of the Falcons, but I reckon they got it right with this. I love the look of the T3. When I was a kid, I hated what they did when they brought out the AU Falcon, but then when they brought this out, I thought they redeemed themselves. This looked absolutely stunning and I had to have one. My T50 does have the TS50 wheels. Personally, I think that look better than the Azuros, as they call them, that came on the E50s, but some people do prefer the Azuros. This car did not come with the optional Brembo brake package, but the previous owner did put the front Brembos on with the bigger rotors, but the rears are still standard. So that was an option, as was the sunroof, which this car does have. Another option on the T50s was the Connie suspension, which this car does also have. The other only option from memory, I think, was the premium sound system, which this car also does have. They came out with these awesome tips. Those tips are standard. The exhaust system on this car isn't standard. It's a custom, if you can see, that's a custom TIG welded 2.5 inch system. This car actually, I'm the third owner, and I've had it for about 4 years I think now. The first owner did take it to Herod, which is a tuning company here in Australia, and at the time they had a package for these when they came out where you could take them there and they would give you an aftermarket camshaft, slightly ported heads, full exhaust, headers and a tune. I think that was it. So this car has all that, but honestly it doesn't make too much of a difference to performance. The main performance gains out of these cars are just getting some decent extractors, exhaust and a tune. I've taken it to the drags and I did a 13.4 and I only had 2 runs. It was a really busy night, so these probably, as it is, it could probably get down to a 13.2, 13.1. I don't think it's got a 12 in it, but which isn't that exciting for these days, but it's more than enough for me, and I love this car. It is the slowest car that I own, but it's definitely the most fun. This is the last car I'll get rid of. Under here is the 250 kilowatt 5.6 litre stroker Windsor. These were all hand built, and you actually got a little plaque there with the autograph of the person who built the motor, which is a nice little touch. So yeah, everything's factory here except for the airbox and the extractors. You can see there, everything else is as it came. It came with this nice little engine cover here as well. Close that back up. Now let's move in to the interior. This one is the 5-speed manual. These did come out with an auto option, and you had buttons, sport shift buttons on your steering wheel, kind of like flappy paddles these days, except they're on your steering wheel, which is pretty cool and different for the time. This is a TE50, so the interior is based on an XR, where the TS50s were Fairmont based. So they had a different dash. They were a bit more luxurious. They did come with leather seats. You could get them all black as an option. This has the blue, which I quite like. And in the back as well. They were fairly plain, but let's not forget this is a 2002 model. And this one's in pretty good condition. I've only done nearly 80,000 Ks, so that's coming up soon. So as I said, interior isn't too exciting. All you got was this Momo gear knob, Momo steering wheel. You did get these nice little T-Series badges around the place. But besides that, it was just a very plain interior, but very simple. I like it, very nice. One of the best things about these cars is how they sound. So I'll give it a couple of revs. Battery's about due for changing, that's why I struggled to start. But they sound awesome. I loved these as a kid. I had to have one. It's when I could afford one, I got one right away. Still fairly cheap. You can pick these up for under 30 grand. Manuals go for a bit more than autos. But yeah, they hover around the... It really depends on Ks and condition, obviously, but some you can pick up in the 20s, and then they go all the way up. Some have sold for over 40 with low Ks, manual, and all the good options. But I reckon they're a bit of a bargain at the moment for something that's rare, looks good, sounds good, drives awesome. In the T3, guys, there was 202 of these made, of TE50s. I think 111 were manual and the rest were auto. In the TS50 there was 224 made, and manuals are actually quite rare in TS50 and quite sought after. Now the TL50 is really rare, in which was the long wheelbase version. There was only actually 3 made, so they are extremely hard to find. The colour of this car is Blueprint, which was the most popular colour. It was kind of the hero colour for the car at the time. A lot of the posters and stuff were in this colour. There is other colours. There was white, there was green, silvers, but the rest of the colours are quite rare, especially Mercury Silver, where there was only 1 made. Oh my god, look at the stacks in this truck. Can you see that? That looks sick. I want one. I'm spewing I didn't have that recording. Fuck. So, I saw him pulled over when I was going to go pick up the GoPro after I've done my drive off and I've come back. And he's there parked side of the road, and I pull up and then he takes off. So I wasn't 100% sure what he was doing, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's where the GoPro was. So I start following him, flashing my high beams, trying to get him to pull over. He won't pull over, so I get right up his ass. I'm beeping my horn, pull over, pull over. Eventually, eventually after a couple of minutes, he pulls over. And I walk up to the window. I was like, hey mate, do you have my camera? And he goes, was it this thing on the side of the road? And I was like, yeah, my camera. And he picks it up and gives it to me. I was quite polite until that point because I wasn't 100% sure if he did take it. And then when
when he gave it to me, I just unleashed. I went, "You're lucky you're a fucking old cunt, or else my fist would be through your head," because he was pretty old. But it's like, "Are you serious?" Well, and he goes, "Oh, it was just left on the side of the road. I thought I thought it was just left there." And I was like, "Oh, if I leave my car on the side of the road, does that mean you can just take that?" You know, it's like, what goes through these people's heads? I want to record a flyby, but I'm a bit scared of leaving my GoPro around now. Someone else to take it. So, see if I can find somewhere a bit quieter with more trustworthy people. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully it doesn't get stolen. Success! Still got a GoPro. Well, that ended up being a pretty interesting day. If you want to know more about the cars, head over to tseriesclub.org. There's heaps of info in there, and there's guys there who know a lot more than me. Or head over to, just type in T-Series on Facebook, and you should be able to find the Facebook page. And there's some good info on there on the cars if you want to get one or read more about them. Cheers. Out.